Hello. Let's see. Let me make sure you can hear me. Well, that's not helpful. Let's see. Okay, let me do this. Okay, now I know you can hear me. Excuse me. All right. Well, hello, Lydia and Church Nellie and Connie Balmer, Karen, Pamela Porter, Fancy, Julia Rock, Akua Botang, and Hannah HB. Let's see. Okay, Annie Bullard, Verta Sanchez. Okay, hey Diana Ware, Lucy Wynn. Welcome, Dana C. Brenda Gray, and Susie Q. Hi, Susie Q. And Sandy Martin. Was that Miss S that just had surgery? Am I right about that? Is that Miss S that just had surgery? How is she? Has anybody heard anything? I think it was Miss S. Okay. Let me get myself comfortable here. Okay, and Emerald Derrick, hello. And Alita Portress, hi. Okay, every squatty and baronet in the live chat. Hello, says Church Nelly. Okay, as per usual, I was working up to the very last minute. Uh so let me get myself set up here. You know the old expression, it seemed like that bed had arms. Have you ever heard that expression? My fellow baby boomers, it seems like the bed had arms. You just don't want to get out of it. Every time you try to get out the bed, it just seems like it keeps pulling you back. Okay, so it was one of those days. Here in the vast open plains of the Midwest, it's either cold or raining, and we had maybe 2 days of sunshine. And it is starting to get on my nerves. Hi, JJ, Joanna Commonwealther. Ethan's husband, welcome. Anyway, the weather has been bumming me out, and I think with all the rains comes the allergies. So, anyway, that's enough about me. Okay. Wow, 368 already. Perfect. Okay. Some of the stuff that makes me laugh is better that I keep it to myself. Hello, Iris Demonia. Deanna C. Joyce Voss, welcome. Okay, so let's get to it. This is what's happening. This is what's happening. As you know, there has been a constant false equivalency between the Duke and Duchess of Sussex and this loser right here. They keep trying to conflate, obfuscate, and I don't even know what obfuscate is, but think they keep doing that. But they keep trying to what is well, okay. They keep trying to do stuff to them. Oh man, I'm in a fun mood today in spite of everything. Don't let the Ditch family foul you. They are not who they want to be. Want you to believe they are. I'm Dutch, and most of us are sick of the monarchy in the Netherlands. Really? Well, they don't consume our the American media like that. We seem to have only one family, one royal family at a time, and that happened to be the Windsors. But well, you know what they say. It's like a relationship. Everybody comes with their own BS. You know what I mean? Isn't that every relationship? Lorna Williams wants to say hi. Okay. Let me see. With okay, I am with you on the allergies, and I have to pop my pills every night. Pills, Anna Spinoza. I hate to take pills. I'm just kidding. What you got? Maybe we could swap. Oh man, I said that with I hate to take pills. Yeah, right. Okay, so what else do we have going on here? All right, I'm looking at the hello moderators. Okay. Anyway, enough of my nosiness. So Prince Andrew, I don't even want to say his name because that might be YouTube is very iffy about that. If you say his name, and in particular his friend from New York, the one that he was staying with, oh my God, you have no idea. So I avoid saying their names. It's kind of crazy, but I think there was, you know, it's not personal for us. It's just that there was probably some things that was said and done on other accounts, and it's just made it bad for everybody. So I have to avoid saying the name, but showing the images don't seem to hurt anybody. Okay. Let me see. I'm gonna leave that alone. I don't know. I might got you beat now. I just may have you beat. But anyway, we'll talk later. We'll talk later. Okay, it was nice that William Alexander came to the Invictus. We're here in the Netherlands. We here in the Netherlands know that the what is that? WA could use good publicity. Those royals are all the same. I'm telling you. Yeah. Oh, I mean, with great power like that, and influence and everything. I mean, come on. If any of us was in that position, they would probably say the same thing about our collective families. Most families are much the same. We just don't have the titles to go with it. It's the fact that they are so hypocritical about pretending not to be like everybody else. I think that's what gets them in trouble. Is that along with the courtiers and such, there's this belief that somehow they're ordained, etc. But anyway, a nice looking family. I have to say that. I thought the House of Orange were a pretty good looking family. Not that that matters. I'm just being totally superficial, but I thought they were a great looking family. However, channels can say whatever they like about Harry and Meghan and get paid for it. Miss Levy Hemmings, you are absolutely right. By the way, I love Grace Jones. I have that poster. I have the actual poster that came from the record company. I'm sorry to say it's not in great condition, but I saw that poster at a friend's house one day and I just asked for it and they gave it to me. It's a huge um, you know, wall size poster. Well, you know what I mean. But it's larger than 24 by 36. It's large, whatever the next size is that's common. I have that Grace Jones poster, and it is a cherished possession of mine. Um, Grace Jones, if you guys are not familiar with her, oh my gosh, she took some amazing like career publicity, just artsy, very I forget her husband's name. He was French. Jean Paul Go, whatever his name was. Anyway, they collaborated with one another, and she was his muse. And together, they created some of the most iconic images of the 1980s. I'm gonna say maybe late 70s and early 1980s. Some of the most iconic. So, yeah, I love Grace Jones. She is everything. And I'm thank you for having that profile picture. I always get a kick out of seeing it. Okay, let me see, Gene. What you saying about the Dutch Royals ain't true. You all are complaining about just that kind of things. I mean, that oh gosh, I can't say that one for sure. The pandemic has made it impossible for them to be more under people as they normally do. Well, you know what? Let's not have a big thing about that. Like I say, it's like any relationship. Everybody comes with their own BS, and obviously, the Windsors seems to capture everybody's imagination. Oh, my eyes are itching. I am having allergies. My eyes are just itching for no reason. So listen, you guys, let's stay focused on this right here. Um, this guy has lost his freedom of the city honor, something that most people didn't even know exist. But the freedom of the city means it's like a key to the city, I would suppose, where he is an honored individual by the city of York, right? So losing that is yet another, like, I guess another. I would. I'm not going to say indignity because I don't think he has any dignity, but it's like another blow to his prestige, right? And York is a very beautiful medieval town meets the modern world. If you haven't been to York, York is gorgeous. 200,000 inhabitants of York, and it is very clean. It has the best images of the old world. And as you get away from the city center, of course, you find that it's like set in the middle of wide open green spaces. Very, very beautiful. It's very close to Castle Howard. So if you go to York and you don't visit Castle Howard, you really need your behind whooped. I mean, because it's right there. It's right there. You can just hop on a bus and go to Castle Howard. So, um, great city, great city. I thought it was beautiful, and I um, I can understand why they are embarrassed. They are embarrassed that this guy um, has the moniker, the Duke of York, and it has been associated with their town. It has made them the butt of the jokes, and as usual, they would like to weaponize the queen's age and say, "Well, why now? Why do this now? Why ruin the Jubilee?" You know? And isn't that what that other like weirdo said? That troll. She said, I just think that some of these things they should be set aside until later, and let's just all rejoice in the Jubilee, and we could all like dance around, and we could have street parties, and and it's all Megan's fault because she's a Hollywood actress, and in Hollywood, they don't value. Um, I hope they don't ask her opinion because she'll find some kind of way to blame it on Megan because she's a Hollywood actress and she's so used to getting her way. It's really what Megan wants. So look at me starting with my mess already. But yeah, so I forgot what I was talking about. Anyway, let's move on, shall we? Uh, oh man, Christopher Bowsies said YouTube has terminated Charles' voicemail because he attempted to circumvent Yankee Wally's latest video. Really? I've never heard of Charles' voicemail. Wow. Huh. Well, yeah, I mean, I'm not surprised though. Yankee Wally, from what I hear, was just like, um, the epicenter of all things hostility toward the Sussexes, allegedly. And so I'm not surprised that someone would try to get around that. So, well, you know what? It had to be a very feeble attempt because the squad is watching. The squad is watching everything. I'm so proud of the squad for the receipts that the squad is keeping for so many things. It's incredible. The squad has receipts for the receipts of the receipts that they have. All those poor people can come to the party and maybe be warm and find something to eat. Yeah, exactly. While we're celebrating this Jubilee, while we're trying to use public money, or not our public money, but the British public money, to give out commemorative school books to children, why not put that money in a food pantry or some type of heating voucher or something to that effect? When I heard when I heard what people were paying for fuel for their homes, in the UK, it is shocking. It's shocking. I have to tell you, I let me see. My first place of residence was back in, was it the late 80s, maybe? My first time I had a utility bill in my name. I promise you, my home fuel cost hasn't changed much since the late 80s. I think it's gone up maybe 10%, something like that. So, I think they really should investigate how the average British person is paying for fueling their home, for heating or fueling their homes. It's outrageous. I cannot. Oh man, you guys are not being treated well. You guys are not being treated well. There should be a greater subsidy. I mean, governments subsidize transportation to get you to work. They should subsidize more, do more to subsidize the heating for your home or the fuel for your home. That is outrageous. I listened to some of the stories about that, and yes, they have money for this Jubilee, but my goodness, how are they treating the average person? And you don't hear, or should I say, you don't see this conversation. You don't see stories about this in the tabloids. They're so busy focusing on Joe Biden, Kamala Harris, the rest of the Democrats, the Clintons, the Obamas, etc. And they're so busy focusing on the Sussexes instead of worrying about how people are getting along in the UK. That is outrageous. Why do people accept that? I don't know why people accept that. And this person right here gets to live in the lap of luxury. He has round the clock police, what is it, royal protection officers, while some people are going hungry. That is crazy. I don't understand it. If you are a hate watcher on this channel, please come forth and explain that because I don't get it. Let me see. Oh, that's not for me, is it? Let me move on. Okay. I can't stand the lying trolls. I think I might slap her if I see her in person. Of course, I have to say officially, we do not advocate any type of violent responses or even the mention thereof, but we might laugh if something happens. Okay, that's all I can say. Baron, we are paying for a war that they say is not our, what is that? Baloney? Is something the government doesn't want you to know. Oh, okay. All right. That sounds sensible, actually. Okay. Has anyone noticed the fact that angry old lady's last name. Levin has a devil. Has a devil. Oh yeah, if you uh, if you let me see. Yeah, if you just switch the letters around. Uh-huh. Let me see. I can see it. Yeah, I see what you're saying. Levin, and then devil name within. Yeah, I see that. Yeah, that just jumps out at you, doesn't it? Hello, Miss Pete Talks. Our light and gas bills have tripled, and the elderly are suffering, and they have money to celebrate Jubilee. No, can't do it. Miss P, I'm not saying this um to like add insult to injury, but I promise you my fuel bill has not changed a lot in oh man, in decades now. And I'm just like, what is happening over there? I mean, it's a industrialized country. It's a very wealthy country. Why are people paying so much for the fuel? And yet there's so much room to have these hostile feelings toward other governments, and of course the Sussexes. That is just something ought to be done. Something ought to be done. Let me see. And that is why the British royal family are toast when the queen dies. The tide is changing. People respect the queen, but the others are not so much. Okay. So let's go here. Trigger warning. Speaking of something that hasn't changed a lot in decades, royal biographer slams decision to remove him uh, uh, York status before Jubilee. Hmm. So this person right here, this is why they keep her around, by the way. This is why they keep her around. In order to soften up things, they add a few flowers and a table lamp and the glow from the window. None of that helps to soften up this person's disposition or anything else. This is one of those people that were caught out um, some time ago, if you remember. Let's see right here. Prince should give up his Duke of York title or be stripped of it by the Queen, says council as they vote unanimously to remove disgraced royals' freedom of the city. The prince was branded an utter disgrace during an extraordinary meeting to debate his freedom of city honor, which was awarded to him in 1987. Now, just to give you some background, in 1987, this guy was considered a bit of a war hero for going to the Falkland Islands. And of course, people were like, oh, how could they send? At that time, let me see. Okay, Charles, okay, and then William and Harry were already born. So, okay, he was probably fourth in line for the throne. I think he was number four. So, how could they send the number four to the Falkland Islands at the time, especially since number two and three, or was it number one and two? Um, yeah, I think he was third in line. No, fourth. Yeah, how could they send him off to war, seeing how close he was to the top of the chain, the food chain? And so the queen said, "Oh, he's going to fight," and so everybody celebrated that. I remember what a big deal it was. On television, I was tracking the Falkland Islands War on the evening news on ABC World News Tonight because it was just so fascinating how something I wasn't around during World War One or two, or and I was of course very young during the Vietnam War, so this was like something interesting to see, right? So I followed it on television like everybody else, and I remember he was claimed to be a hero at the time, but I don't suspect other than he probably wasn't in any more of the harm's way than the rest of the people on the naval ships. But yeah, it was a big deal. And it was like very prestigious for the people of Britain. They're going off to fight Argentina over the Malvinas, as the Argentina calls them. But of course, to the British, they're the Falkland Islands, a windswept island in the South Pacific that otherwise is not fit for human habitation, but it's a great place to raise sheep. So these sheep herders, this southernmost vestige of civilization for the British Empire, or what's left of it, found themselves invaded by Argentina. And it was a nice distraction from Argentina's failing economy to fight with Britain over these islands that you would never want to live on, but for the fact that, anyway, is a dreadful place if you've ever seen it, but it's just enough to raise sheep or whatever. So um, he probably was never in harm's way, is what I'm saying. Um, but in spite of that, he was regaled as a war hero, and he was able to come home, and the queen was so proud of him, her favorite son, and the city of York gave him that honor. Judy Dench has that honor. I believe Winston Churchill has had that honor, and quite a few other people from history has been given this honor. And so stripping him of that was a way for them to make the case to get rid of that title. It's not really so much, nobody even knew this existed. Believe me, the average person had no idea that this was a thing. But they are really focused on his title as Duke of York. That they would like to be done with. Now, having said that, if you guys are thinking, oh, that means that they may want to go after the Sussexes, right? Wrong. Number one, it would take an act of parliament, or he would have to give it up himself. I doubt if he'll give it up himself, and I doubt if the parliament would want to get involved. But as for the Sussexes, let me remind you, Harry and Meghan have not put a foot wrong since they left that island. Not one single thing. Um, Wrote a children's book, been there, done that. Um, let's see, endorsed merchandise, been there, done that. We're talking about the what is it, the Clever Blend, and that wasn't even an endorsement. That was just an investment. Let's see, get a private job. That's been done before too. Um, oh, I'm trying to think of anything else. No, it's all been done before. Everything that has, and of course, an interview. Charles has given an interview. The Duchess of York has given an interview. And of course, we all know the mother of all interviews. Ah, the mother of all interviews was this train wreck. We all know about this one. That is the one that was the mother of all interviews. And of course, there was this one when he tried to slide and slither in front of the camera so that everybody would feel sorry for him because Prince Philip had just passed away and he had a chance. That was his, like, the only time he's ever spoken on camera since his fall from grace, and that didn't work out for him. So all I'm saying is this, you guys, don't get nervous. Don't start thinking, oh my goodness, if they take that from him, what are they going to do to the Sussexes? Nothing, because they haven't done anything wrong. Nothing, not a thing. I doubt if anybody would want to bother. Showing goodwill, supporting charities, having a foundation, and so on and so forth. Harry and Meghan are not interested in being in front of the camera. That is just like part of their job at this point. But they want to get into production, and they want to support their charities and foundations and such, everything that they were doing while they were in Narnia. So worry not, my friends. This should have no impact on them. It would have to be the height of all pettiness for the conversation to even be had outside of the tabloids. Okay, I hope that is helpful to everyone. So anyway, back to that dreadful man. Oh my goodness, I did that again. Okay. Take that away. That's what I'm trying to do. And with that, let me take a look at some of your comments. Hello, Ivy here. Hello, Baron and moderators and squatties. I joined at around 7 minutes into the live chat. I said hi, but as you know, I like to dominate. Let me see. I don't like to dominate other people's lives. I support quietly and enjoy the chat. Thank you so much, Ivy, and thank you so much for your last video. I thought it was. Everybody knows how much I love Ivy's work, and it was just wonderful. Thank you. Okay, Tash Max says, yes, Harry and Meghan have absolutely nothing wrong, has done absolutely nothing wrong. They have done more positive in this world than the ones the British media are protecting. Yes, yes, absolutely. That's why, the first reaction, of course, I think for most people is to get that little nervous twinge, but they haven't done anything wrong. That's the whole point. And so as they try to create this false equivalency that is something that like I mentioned before, that tone that they use, that Harry and Meghan somehow has wronged the Queen, they blindsided the Queen. Harry and Meghan somehow are like fugitives of justice. That is nice for selling tabloids, but it is wholly and completely inaccurate, and the tone that they use when they speak about them is absolutely insulting, and I hate that. I mean, it's not much we can do about it, but we can do what we can, and that is to call them out, to let the American media know um our displeasure with some of the people that they use to, if you ask me, harass the Sussexes, but they haven't done anything. So that being said, I don't think that anybody should want to come after them in terms of the title thing. That is just a talking point, just like the, oh, I thought they wanted their privacy. That too is just a talking point. Harry and Meghan donate their own earned money to charities of cause, and others use public money. The others use public money. That's not donations from them, but from the public. They should say the public has donated. Absolutely. Whenever it's public money being used, they should make that very clear. And then some of them donate photos of themselves, whether or not anybody wants them. I mean, and then of course, with the frames that they use with the crown and everything on it, you really can't even re-gift it if you wanted to. So you're really stuck with it. Oh, that who are doing very well, yet they are complaining about the cost of living. So imagine how the ones who are not doing well. Yeah. Yeah, it as an outsider, I'm just fascinated by what's important in the British media. And occasionally I will see like I don't know, one of the television news programs where they focus on the like food banks and such. But um this urgency that the tabloids have to rid the world of the Sussexes in a, I guess, certain kind of way, to drive them into a hole and make sure they stay there. It seems like if they use that energy to go after some of these fuel companies or people in the government who are making like all the wrong decisions with public funding, when they really need to do something. I think they're jacking up the cost of fuel in the UK as a reaction of the pandemic, and of course the inflation that follows it. And there's American companies that are doing that. One of the American companies, a restaurant company, I won't say the name of it, but as you know, there's been American companies that have been jacking up the prices, hiking the prices, to take advantage of the pandemic, and some of them have been called out for it. And this one particular company, they one of the CEOs, or the CEO, actually let slip an email that was then forwarded to the media, saying that, oh, you know what, we can cut the prices, or should I'm sorry, we can raise our prices and lower the wages of our employees, and just tell them it's because of the increase in fuel prices. Yeah, so it's dirty deeds all over the place, but in particular in the UK, I'm just like, I feel really bad for the people that are suffering through this while all this other nonsense is going on and people want to celebrate the Jubilee. Okay, so Ingrid, Ingrid, no stranger to a heavy set of bangs. Ingrid was one of the people who found herself caught out in that situation where they actually gave a response to the Oprah interview before it even aired. Do you guys remember that? They didn't even air the interview, and yet she had everything in the world to say about it, along with what is his name? Oh gosh, that's one of the Dickies, I think, Richard something. And of course, oh, you know what? Why don't I just do this? There they go. Victoria Arbiter, Dickie Arbiter, and that other guy down at the bottom. I can never remember his name, but I think he's one of those Richards. But all of them lied. A YouTuber tricked royal experts into sharing their lies about Meghan and Harry on camera, right? So even before it aired, they were full of opinions about what Oprah said and how shocked they were, and oh, there's going to be repercussions, and they're still working. You guys hear what I'm saying? They are still royal experts. They are still journalists. They are still paid. They are still paid for their opinion, even though they have been caught out in lies. How is that possible? And I don't think they ever apologized, have they? Have they? They've never. Oh, Richard Fitzsimmons. Thank you very much, Mandy Trawl. Uh, Richard Fitzsimmons. I knew it was a Dickie. When I saw him, I was like, yeah, he's got Dickie all over his face. So yeah, it was. I knew he was another Dickie. Um, how is it they're still working? How is it that their opinions are sought after? How does that work? They, yes. How does that work? You tell them, Iris. Dick is one of those. Yes, exactly. Exactly. And yet they're still working. And they're still working. They can say the most vile, vicious things. They can what do you call it? Can retweet from some of the haters on Twitter, and yet they're still working. I don't know. I don't know why that's okay. Yes, bitter reporters. Oh my God, I remember that YouTuber, and well, actually, it was two of them. I don't know how the journalists even spend any of their money in good conscience. Oh, oh, I'm sure it's easier than you could expect. Um, yeah, they are not laboring under any type of regret when it comes to spending that money. Let's see. Okay, yeah, and this was in the fail today. The Queen will not strip him of his title, Duke of York honor. Monarch will protect son's last major royal title despite mounting public pressure. Yeah, that's not likely to happen. And especially, is he going to be on the balcony? is he going to appear on the balcony at the up and coming Jubilee celebration, trooping the color? Oh, and you know what? You know what? Let me see if I saved that or not. Because one of the squatties made a very, very good point yesterday. And hopefully I did save it. And I know I didn't even use it today for the slides. And I wish I would have. But I know that I have it, though. Let me see if I can find it. Because it was a, well, let me see. Let me see before I say anything else. That. Ah, there it is. There it is. Okay, found it. I believe this is Germaine. Okay. Do this. I knew my slides were looking a bit light. How in the world did I forget this? There you go. When they tell you that only working royals participate in Trooping the Color carriage procession, and you remember them, you remind them that the internet exists even in their rules of three. Read, let me see, but not for me. If you notice, there are Beatrice and Eugenie, and there's Jack Brooksbank. So you see that? Those are three people that are not considered working royals. Now, they do have things that they do outside of the family, but one of the reasons why they are not working royals is because Prince Charles does not get along, it is said, with his brother. And his brother, for years, has been fighting for a more prominent role for Beatrice and Eugenie, only to be rejected by Prince Charles, who wants to slim down the monarchy. And now the monarchy is so slimmed down that they don't have anybody left. They have driven out the Sussexes, and those other two seem less than, shall we say, excited to do the work. And of course, there's Charles and his emotional support, Camilla. Um, Not much. What is it? The Magnificent Seven. So you got Charles and Camilla, the Queen, the Cambridges, and the Wessexes, and two people who are probably better qualified than a few of those people that we just mentioned. Beatrice and Eugenie are really not considered working royals. They are, and for that matter, do they even? I mean, are they senior royals or are they not? I'm always confused about that. Are they in or are they out? But I do believe that, as a matter of pride, the Yorks have struggled to find a more prominent role for the two sisters, and it just hasn't happened yet. So please don't forget to hit that like button. Please do not forget to hit that like button. You guys, we are only about 200 people away from 200 people away from 14,000 subscribers. Can you believe that? Only about 200 people away. I think it had something to do with the Invictus games. So it is a win-win for all involved, if you ask me. So please, if you have not subscribed, consider subscribing to Royal Sussex, especially to you folks that are watching on television. Just bring your phone up to your eyes right now and hit that subscribe button. So easy. Even you haters, make sure you subscribe. I think the British royal family and British media are only clout chasing now. They've got no news. They got no news. Stupid. Okay, I got it. They got no news. Stupid. No. Okay, I can't get that out. They are. They are inbreds and can't help themselves because they have, oh my goodness. Josephine Young, you're really going in with that one. I don't blame you. It's been a rough couple of years, hasn't it? So I'd say let out your feelings. It's cool. I really don't want them on the balcony, but if Andrew is, but they aren't, the world is going to give the UK side eye so hard. Only if the Sussexes want to be there. Only if they want to be there. I have a feeling that Harry would like to be there for the occasion for the sake of Archie. Maybe not so much Lilibeth, but Archie might have, like, you know, big memories of that moment that still linger years later. So surely not Lilibeth, but maybe. But either way, if it's what the Sussexes want, then we have to support them. You know, after everything that has been said and done, I'm not as excited about it as I should be, only because of everything that's been said and done. But if the Sussexes want to be there, and if Harry wants to share those spaces with his family, can you blame him? I mean, that is his heritage, that is his childhood memories, and he, at some point, he's going to have this need to share that part of himself with the children, and I think that is, perfectly fine no matter what we think. So let's just wait and see. Um, I know what you mean though, Teresa. I'm just like, Hello, Teresa Weissman. As far as Charles slimming down the Royals, why doesn't he stop supporting those older hanger-ons like the Prince Michael's and their family? Well, if he doesn't, I mean, look at how much trouble they're getting into with the support they get from the sovereign grant. Could you imagine how much more trouble they would get into? It's like people were saying, and I don't agree with this, but some people were saying, oh, if they, and when I say people, I don't mean squatties, I mean some of the talking heads on television. They were saying that if the royal family had arranged something for the Markles, as in father and daughter, the other daughter, of course, then maybe none of this stuff would have happened. But let me tell you something about a grifter. Now, I'm going to tell you what I feel about a grifter. A grifter is going to grift. When you're president of the United States and there is a global pandemic, and all you have to do is pretend like you care and you could possibly win the election instead of telling people misinformation, inconsistent information, not wanting to count how many people are ill, not wanting to do anything that would seem almost humane. um, is it any wonder you lost the election? Is it any wonder you lost the election? But why did that happen? Because grifters grift first. They don't have enough humanity to accept a gift like that. So the gift for him, as sad as it sounds, and I hate to, use this as an equivalency, but the gift was the pandemic. That should have been something that solidified his victory, but it didn't because he was a grifter. And so, if you're a Markle and there is this possibility that all you got to do is keep your mouth shut, give it some time, and everything is going to go your way, right? Wrong, because they wouldn't even hear of it. They wouldn't allow themselves to wait long enough for things to work itself out. Instead, they decided, you know, get it while you can. Be as clever and nefarious as possible, so that that's what grifters do. So there was no possibility that those grifters were ever going to be patient enough to just let the wedding happen without trying to make it about themselves. And so I think slimming down the monarchy, you have the egos of the Kents, Princess Michael of Kent and Prince Michael of Kent. These are some very entitled people who feel like the world owes them a living, and anything that they get from the sovereign grant would never be enough. So if you cut them off, they would only make themselves more embarrassing for the rest of the family. So anyway, I hope I didn't spend too much time on that, but I hate a grifter. I just cannot stand a grifter. They always defer to doing the worst possible thing, not because they have to, but just because they love to be clever. They love the and they tell on themselves. Oh God, do they tell on themselves? I'm I'm telling you from life experience, grifters are the worst people. You're never going to think fast enough to outgrift them or outsmart them rather. The comment the Royal Rodent made about throwing Harry and Meghan, oh that guy, yeah. I strongly believe the Sussexes will not be there. If they do, it will be discreet without show. Um, if they do go, I'm almost I'm almost certain that they will appear on the balcony. If they don't go, then even better. But there is that possibility, though, that they will show up. No parade. I don't think there's a snowball's chance that they would ever want to participate in that carriage parade. But the balcony, that's probably the safest place to be. I say stand behind the Cambridges. I say stand behind the Cambridges and let's see what happens. Hi, squatties. Harry needs to use what is that? The Heman guys comment? Inman. Guys comment as a reason for him not to be at the Jubilee so security can step up. Yeah, I mean, that was very helpful in the oddest ways. It almost certainly makes the case for Harry, right? Thank you so much for that, Elsa. And here you have removing titles February 2022. Lord Amon received a prison sentence following a criminal conviction, resigned from the House of Lords in November 20. Despite that conviction, his title remains. Well, Cece, thank you so much for that. If you want to go after the York title or any other title, you have to consider some of those other lords and possible ladies, but those other lords that have those titles, in spite of the fact that they have been accused of the absolute worst, because it's a domino effect. Once you mess with one, you gotta look at the others too. Uh, Thank you, Cotty Balmer, for that, and thank you for watching Royal Sussex. Okay, let's see. That's why he's a fighter for that security. He's fighting for that security. I'm sorry, so bad because he wants to take his kids to his homeland. Exactly, and he should be able to do that. He should be able to do that and feel secure that his family is safe, especially for all he sacrificed for the country. Good afternoon, squad, Baron and Squatties. Wonderful Thursday to you. Blessings and more blessings to you. Thank you so much, Patricia Lane. No one should have to accommodate grifters. They haven't earned favor just for being related to Meghan. If so, where does that favor end? Grown adults not knowing how to act is only on them, no one else. Well, Tash Mac, I have been wondering about that myself in terms of what, if any, rewards does a person receive for keeping their mouth shut, right? So it doesn't have to be anything financial. It can be a very discreet letter or a phone call on someone's behalf, if you understand what I'm saying there. Meaning that, for instance, let's say I am one of the Raglins, right? and I have acted accordingly. So, not to say that anybody should ever get rich or anything like that, but I'm pretty sure that for those who have actually acted in good faith and good conscience, I'm pretty sure that if there hasn't been some reward at this point, that there will be. I mean, it just if there is any type of relation with that person, not just related by blood, but if I've spent time with that person, in the past, and I have a relationship with that person, I'm just saying that that's a possibility. And some people will do these things discreetly and we'll never hear about it. And it's not for us to hear about. So I'm just saying that that is a possibility. And as for the father and the sister, I'm not even going to think about that one. But the father was offered protection before the wedding. The father may very well have continued protection after the wedding. The father is old and maybe perhaps a bit fragile, and may have placed himself at risk by maintaining such a public profile, and especially walking down the aisle at a royal wedding. You're a high profile individual if you're at a wedding like that. And so I am more than certain that just as there was protection given to Doria, there was that offer made to the father, and he refused it because what? Because of what I just said. He had other things in mind, and having that type of scrutiny around him to any degree did not fit into what he was hoping for. So, um, I'm pretty sure he would have been well taken care of in some degree or another by the Sussexes had he just acted accordingly. But he did not, and he found his support another way. Not even support, he found work. He's a content creator, for God's sakes. Okay, you guys, we really need to move on from this. We've been on this for about an hour, I think. Let me see. Where are we right now? By the way, there's almost 1,000 of you here. Welcome to Royal Sussex. I am going to change gears a bit and maybe get just a little bit messy because I am overdue for some messiness. I think I owe myself two of those. So, big hugs for Sophie, Countess of Wessex, gets a very warm welcome as she and husband Prince Edward visit school in St. Lucia on last day of Caribbean tour. Did you guys see this? Did you guys see this? Well, I think that there may be an alternative fact about this. I think there there may be an alternative. This is what the tabloids wanted us to hear, but here's my version of it. Big hugs for Sophie, Countess of Wessex. Um, Big hugs for Sophie, Countess of Wessex, get very warm welcome as children search her pockets for reparation checks. Woo! I couldn't help myself. I saw that. I'm like, let me tell you how I think this should have gone. This should have been the story. Um, as the children search her pockets for reparation checks. That is my version of things. You guys, I hereby submit my offer to create my own tabloid so I can tell my version of the story, my alternate truth. If anything, they shouldn't have just have embraced her. They should have searched those pockets to see if there was any reparation checks that they could take home to their family. Okay. Uh, uh, Letitia Malone, I'm glad you're here. I'm so glad you're here. Um, and let's see, you're cooking dinner time when you were on, but I'm here now for some messy. Yeah, well, You came at just the right time because now it's time for the messy. But yeah, so they were ill prepared as usual. They went all the way down there. They were not prepared to speak about reparations. They were not prepared to speak about an apology or speak of an apology. None of that was part of their preparation. And of course, after an extensive search, I don't think those kids produced one single reparations check. So, again, this is the tabloid version of things, and this is my alternative vision of exactly what happened when the Wessexes made their visit to St. Lucia. Oh, I guess I wasn't through with them. There they are. What does a daughter learn from her father? Gee, I don't know. Take a look at that right there. Liar. A person who tells lies has a reputation as a liar. I don't think it gets any clearer than that, does it? It's about time the Duchess of Cambridge was recognized as a workhorse and not a clothes horse. It doesn't matter what she's wearing. What's important is what she's doing and why. She's in Denmark. Remember that? That's why they keep him around. Let's see. Cut the BS. Daily Express, grow up. The Duchess of Cambridge hasn't snatched the patronage of the Rugby Football Union. Harry walked away from the union, have decided they want continuity and reliability from their patron. Well, that's for sure. If you want continuity and reliability, you need only buy yourself a mannequin or marry one. That's continuity and reliability. Because believe me, nothing is going to change with Dr. Joyce Jazz Hands. She's the same person now that she was 10 years ago. She's still keening to find something substantial in her position. She's still doing the big blow dry hair with the curls. Nothing has changed. So, one thing he's right. There is some continuity there. Do not expect any change. Okay, I think he made a good case for her. And with that, let's take some of your comments. So, Ford Fiesta wants to cosplay Meghan too. When has any royal been open to hugging black and brown children? You're right about that. You are so right about that. I mean, this looks like it's right out of a page of the Sussex Royal Tour Handbook. Let me see. Why would anyone think that Meghan would get 10 feet to the Cambridges when they have tried in every way to destroy her and her marriage? It makes no sense. Donald Black, you're absolutely right. I think that Meghan will support her husband no matter what. But as far as she's concerned, she's home. That's just my opinion. I don't know what she's thinking. Unlike the tabloids, I'm not going to tell you what's in her heart. But yeah, I think that the Duchess of Sussex is obviously living her best life, and she wants to support her husband, as evident by the way she was available throughout the entire time she was at the Invictus Games. She put in 110%, not 50%, and she was magnificent, and people recognized her and her devotion to the cause and to her husband and her genuine nature. So all those things were in place. So if he wants to go and he wants her to be there, I'm sure she will make the best of it. One thing about our Duchess is that she always maintains a very high level of dignity, even in the worst of situations, like that last day that she was at the Westminster Abbey. I couldn't have been more proud of her. That weekend had to be really tough, but she managed to get through it with grace and dignity. And that is our Duchess of Sussex, Madam Duchess. Okay, let's see. I got that. What was next? Oh, and then some more about this person. Thank you so much, squatties. Let me see. Oh, I can't make that name out. Something. Oh, I'm so sorry I can't pronounce that name at the top. But a mega for life. At a Washington book party for Tina Brown, the former Vanity Fair editor praises Trump and that other name that I can't say. That's Tina Brown 2017, isn't it? That is Tina Brown 2017. Oh, this explains a lot, doesn't it? This explains so much. Wow, does this say a lot about what's going on right now, doesn't it? This explains a lot. Let's see. The author clearly dislikes the Sussexes. Hence, oh, by the way, this is from Gold Standard on Twitter. The author clearly dislikes the Sussexes, hence why I won't link to the article. But he also really does not care for Tina Brown or any other royal expert. And so let me show you what they posted here. You can make anything up about the royal family and it will be printed as fact. There are no compelling new witnesses or discoveries in Tina Brown's much hyped book, but plenty of repeated, implausible gossip. At this point, one starts to think about volumes of royal muckraking that you can make up anything and have a fair chance of it being repeated. If I said in this review that I happen to know that all the Prince of Wales siblings were in the habit of referring to him among themselves as Blodwin, I dare say it would soon find its way into print as a matter of fact. Whoa, that's powerful. Now that's Philip Hersher. Hensher. Philip Hensher. You see there? Clearly dislikes the Sussexes and obviously does not like Tina Brown either. But wow, when I saw that, I was like, you know, isn't this what we've been saying forever? Is this not what we've been saying for the longest time? Is that they say these things and repeat these things, they write, they tweet, all of these things as though they're fact, when clearly they are just making up things. They are just gossiping about things. They are just taking um oh, I don't know. Oh, I know what it is. They're just taking the phone calls from inside the house. That's what they're doing. That's exactly what they're doing. If anybody says anything, it is stated as fact. It is stated as a known fact. And there's really nothing at all that can be done about it because they have a right to lie. If they are lying, indeed, if they are lying, then they have their right to their lies. And nothing can be said or done about it because they have the freedom to do so enshrined in whatever history or whatever laws or what have you, tradition, they have that right to lie. But I thought that was absolutely powerful. May I see a few of your comments, please? You are right. Meghan will support her husband if Harry decides to go to the Jubilee. After the Jubilee, they will go back to California and live their lives. Very true. Very true. Plus, it is, for Harry, it will be the last time that he will be available, probably for anything as important as that while his grandmother is alive. And for the children, maybe Harry has an eye toward history and he wants his children to enjoy their birthright. And whether or not they go, the children are going to be plagued, if you want to call it that. They are going to be plagued and weighed down with the history of their family, um, good and bad. That is going to be a burden that they have to carry with them for life. They are always going to have some camera swing in their direction because of the unusual I guess, nature of their birth and their birthright. So it's not typical for most children's experience. There's only a handful of people in the world in comparison to the amount of people there are on the planet. There's only a handful of people who will ever know that life. And so, because of that, that is part of their birthright. And if those titles that, they're saying that they may never get, if those titles are not offered to them, or if those titles are refused them by any royal patron or something like that, they will still have that burden of being born with a father who was born a prince and a mother who became a princess. That's going to be a part of their lives. I mean, look at all the stuff that poor John Kennedy went through. John Kennedy was never able to step away from the legacy of his parents, ever. The only place he found peace was when that plane went down. But from before that, he had never known a moment's peace in his life. So that will come with being one of the Sussex children, whether or not the squad is here to call people out or protect them in any way, whether or not anything that is going to happen. So. But as long as we can do something, I know we will, but there's only so much we can do. Okay, let's see here. If they don't go, it'll be being mean to the queen. If they do go, they'll be willfully overshadowing the queen. It's a lose-lose for them, which is too sad. Yeah, either way, they're going to, get some kind of guff about it. That's for sure. The royal family never go after the press because the invisible contract. So they print anything, no, the family will not correct the lies. Yeah, it's like they have an invisible string. They control the family. Donna Black says going to the Jubilee does not mean standing on the balcony. Prince Harry does not want the media making money off of his kids and stuff. Ooh, good point, Donna Black. Very good point. Yes, very good point. Donna Black, you knocked that out the park. That is a home run. You know that, right? I didn't even think about that. That is a very good point. The Sussexes certainly do not want the press making any money off of their children. You are magnificent. Thank you for that. I love it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I didn't even consider that. Hmm. Okay, Tina Brown book is full of trashy tabloid lies. That's it, and that's all. And you know what? As I said yesterday, Tina Brown is very good at what she's doing. I mean, the she's very smooth with these television interviews. She's doing that circuit as an old pro. I mean, I'm gonna call her on Veterans Day. She's so good at what she's doing because she is as smooth as butter on television, doing exactly what she was paid to do with this book. That's why she was chosen because she's good at it. It's unfortunate, it's sad, but that is like the way it appears. They're getting exactly whatever they paid for. Whoever that person is that gave her the money for this trashy book, they are getting their money's worth. So I would be lying if I said that it's not effective because it is. It's doing exactly what they wanted it to do. And that's very, very unfortunate. Wow, you guys are on fire today. I love it. Archie and Lily Diana is too young to remember right now, but the royal family um remember no I'm sorry, right now about the royal family. So in my opinion, Harry should not be in a rush to bring them, especially not at this time. Yeah, Audrey Davis, that is so true. But remember, the Sussexes do have a home over there. They do have a second home. And for what it's worth, they put a lot of effort into that place that they spent very little time, and it is theirs to enjoy. And plus, there's always that possibility that they may want to stay someplace else on the island. I hope they'll go to Scotland. I hope they'll go to Scotland or Wales. I think they'll be better welcomed away from England. But Harry's roots are in England for sure, and of course a bit in Scotland too, because he spent his childhood there. So um, it's a tough call, you guys. It's a tough call. I mean, on the one hand, you have Harry's birthright, and on the other hand, you have that awful family of his. Oh man. Okay, so we covered. Did we cover this? Okay. No, I guess not. Let me see. Okay, I think we're making good time right now. 1,037 people. Please hit that like button if you haven't already. And you guys, I'm scrolling through here. I don't see Lydia anywhere. Did Lydia leave? Did Lydia leave? Oh, well, okay, maybe not. All right. So, isn't this interesting? Prince Harry indicated he wanted to protect his protect the Queen, and the British media made fun of him. Then the article about high number of crimes at royal palaces came out. Now we heard they are hiring a security chief. Now I don't know how accurate that is about the security chief, but let's take a look at what they shared with that tweet. Prince Harry wants to protect the Queen and ensure right people around her. Duke of Sussex, unsure if he will attend Platinum Jubilee, citing security issues and everything else, right? Now, take a look at the other one there. Astonishing crimes reported at royal palaces revealed, with hundreds going unpunished. Hundreds going unpunished. Um, Now, of course, this has nothing to do with that other person we were talking about earlier. Oh man, this has nothing to do with any of that stuff. So, before you jump to a conclusion, it has nothing to do with that. um, a total of 470 crimes were recorded at Buckingham Palace, Kensington Palace, St. James Palace, and Clarence House, either inside. Like I say, do not jump to any conclusions. Okay? Either inside or immediately outside the grounds between 2019 and 2021, the Metropolitan Police has revealed. Okay. Okay. So, again, Prince Harry said he doesn't think his grandmother is safe. He said he wants to make sure that she's safe and that she's got the right people around her. As we know, there was someone who was able to scale the wall or climb the fence or whatever at the Windsor Castle, right? We haven't heard anything else about that. We don't even, did they even give a name of the person? I think they did, but it was very weird. These are very large places, and there was that occasion when the royal protection officers or the Buckingham Palace guards actually saw a very suspicious, kind of weird looking man in the back garden one day. With They actually tackled this person and almost shot him. Oh man, they almost shot that person. They didn't know what it was. They weren't even sure if it was human, let alone a man. And so they knocked him to the ground, and I mean, they opened up a can of you know what on him, and nearly shot him, only to find out that it was someone who they weren't expecting to be lurking around the property was back there. You guys remember that story? So, so when Harry says that he's not sure that the queen is safe or whatever. There may be very good cause for that. Very, very good cause for that. Um, they even say that some shady character is constantly lurking around the queen almost every day with unfeathered access to her. Um, I'm not saying that he's there slipping his hand in her pocketbook, but I'm not saying that he's not either. But I'm just saying that there's some weirdo who seems to be lurking around her all the time. Um, so, you know, with that, let me see what you guys have to say about it. Kate wants Prince Harry. Oh man. Kate wants Prince Harry in her bed. That's why she stalks Meghan by copying her Kate is a sick witch without Thank you for that, Donna Black. And thank you for watching Royal Sussex. Okay, and Karen, you say someone called Gavin who's helping Harry with phone hacking said the royals were unaware of the threats to the Sussexes and were told it's best they kept away from the Queen at the Jubilee. Now, apparently, at a royal outing, that is supposed to be the safest place for them to be, right? So I don't think that that matters one way or the other. Whether or not he attends the Jubilee, he's going to be safe. But whether or not it's wise for him to be there, considering how volatile some of the people in his family have been, that's the thing that bothers me. I don't believe that they will be unsafe at the Jubilee. But if Harry wants to stay on and spend any other time in the UK, it's like they were saying with the Prince Philip's memorial service. Yeah, sure, that's the safest place to be in all of Britain at that point. But in between those services and going back to the United States, if they do anything else, then that's where the problems come in. Case in point, when Harry went to the unveiling of the statue, he was at the unveiling of the statue, and then without announcement, they kept it very secret. But the whale child, they actually moved heaven and earth to make sure that Harry could attend a family outing. Oh, by the way, let me get this big lump of whatever off the screen. So they moved heaven and earth to make sure that Harry could attend that outing that they had for the families. Nobody knew about it except for people who needed to know. And just like in Montecito, there were absolutely no leaks. So Harry went. But after social media started reporting on the event, then all of a sudden, Harry's car, upon leaving the event, was followed or surrounded or something by the paparazzi. And of course, that old sick feeling in the stomach of what happened to Princess Diana came flooding back. And so that's where the problem is. So I know you squatties know this. For you non squatties that may be listening, or you haters who want to pretend like you don't hear what I'm saying, it's not the actual event that is the problem. There's in between the event and going home, or in between arriving and going to the event, that's where the Sussexes would most likely be at risk. If they decide to go to a pub or go out to dinner or just go and visit friends, then they're in danger. Got it? So let's not pretend, those of you who are in denial about that, let's not pretend that there's absolutely no threat there. Of course, there's an implied threat and a possible threat. So, especially when you have tabloid media stirring up all of these nasty feelings about the Sussexes, of course, there's a threat. So Harry knows what he's doing. So they wouldn't go if it wasn't safe. But it's the other parts of any possible visit that Harry is asking to pay for his own protection, or that they voluntarily provide the protection. Either way, just like with that god awful servants' quarters that they gave Harry to live in with his family, He presented a check for, look at this. He actually paid what, $3 million to the sovereign grant for this pile of bricks. Uh, he paid for this. It was a gift, but he paid for it anyway, just so that they could escape the public scrutiny of being provided housing like any other senior royal. They paid for the remodeling and then they just paid for the house. They just paid for it. But here's the weird part, it was a permanent loan as much as it was a gift. So he doesn't really own it. I know it's a weird thing. He doesn't really own it, but it was a gift. It's his property, but it's not. He paid for it and he shouldn't have. That's not confusing, is it? Oh man. Okay, so let me see if I have anything else to move on to. I only made 2 sets of slides. Oh. Where is Afro Annie when I need her? Where is Afro Annie? Come on, Annie. You bet your corn rolls there's something else. Okay. Where are you? Come on, girl. Let's do this. Knows sympathy. Evildoer Baltimore. So, Bo, one of the squaddies says, this sense of, boy, they posted it, this sense of embattlement has been entrenched by William's decision to reach out to senior figures in the media as he prepares for kingship, like Charles doesn't exist, and by the apparent decision of those same newspapers to side with him, to side with the palace over Meghan and Harry by peddling the most negative coverage of the Duchess's relationship with her father, Thomas Markle. Harry sees that as part of the headwinds against him, a friend said. In the context of moving to Frogmore has been as much an exile as an escape. Meghan and Harry feel they have been cut adrift, one ally said. So this really ties into everything that happens. I mean, it is an everyday um, connection to so much of what has happened. Now, you see right there, no sympathy for the evildoers. If you consider those as evildoers, which, some people may think that they're just doing what they're supposed to do or whatever, recollections may vary. However, you can see Kate's face right there is like listing to port, or is it starboard? Listing to starboard. And as for Lord Baltimore, he has that resting Duke of Cambridge face as usual. Um, these two are just, oh God, help them. They are not, they are not really into what they're doing. Kate and William look subdued after emotional exhaustion from Prince Harry's claim expert. Um, no, no, they are physically exhausted because now they have to work. They hate royal work, don't they? Who could blame them? Well, they fought so hard. They pushed, they connived, they schemed, they did everything they could to drive the Sussexes away. Now they have the spotlight. Now they have to do the work. Now it's up to them to do the heavy lifting, and they have been complete and utter failures. They have failed. There's a dereliction of duty, and they have no one to blame but themselves. No one. Let me see. Yeah, troll. Pre-such. Oh, okay. I'm gonna stay out of that one. Okay, and down in Black, they have made a mistake by allowing Harry to see what was outside of the royal ghetto and see a different world. Um, You know who's responsible for that, right? Princess Diana. Princess Diana made sure that both of them knew a life away from that family. Princess Diana took them to theme parks and made sure they waited in line like everybody else. Princess Diana took them out to fast food restaurants and let them eat the same garbage that we were eating. Princess Diana made sure they were instilled with every possible normal activity that she could see fit for them because she didn't want them to get stuck. She didn't want them to live in a world where there were no options. She didn't want them raised like Gangster Gan or raised like Prince Charles. She wanted them to know that there was something away from that. She didn't want them to be stuck with some emotional support thing or something like that. She didn't want that for them. She made sure that they had a taste of a normal life. Now, some people were able to take that and run with it. And then the other one, well, he decided, oh, I'm going to be king. I'll do whatever I want to. I'll marry whoever well, who knows? But he married somebody. He married somebody who would not challenge him ever. And as you can see, she's totally delighted to be there. That doesn't sound shady, does it? She's totally delighted to be there. Um, and you see, she's none the worse. Well, okay. She's, let's move on. Oh, okay. Let me see. If Meghan and Harry should go to the Jubilee, Meghan should be the best looking thing in the bunch, and the royal family can't handle that. Exactly. Meghan is going to look very demure and yet incredibly elegant and beautiful all at the same time, and they can't take it. Prince Harry knows he's living his mother's dream because she wanted to live in Santa Monica. That's why he said his mother is with him more in the last 2 years. Donna Black, that is very, very intriguing. I like that. I think you're onto something there. That is true. I mean, that was like a spiritual home for her. I mean, she in spirit, that is where she wanted to be. By the way, you guys, before I forget, please let me share a video with you. Um, I'm going to share a video with you, and this video really, I'm not even sure that it speaks to the moment so much, but because I found it, I want to share it while we got like the most people on here right now. So let me get that for you. And well, anyway, I've found this reassuring, so I'll just share it right now before I forget. Please be prepared to adjust your sound.
Naomi Osaka, Simone Biles, and Meghan Markle said no. They said that they were going to prioritize their own mental health over everything else. And do you know what happened? People dragged them through the mud for not putting the Olympics, the press, the monarchy over their own needs. They were attacked for saying, I need to take care of myself. I need help. This is the typical reaction to when Black women say no, or when Black women set boundaries, when they speak up for themselves, when they say what they want or what they need, or even if they're just venting. The world has been conditioned to believe that Black women can bear the worst and still keep moving. When we do not abide by the expectations of the world, we are immediately punished. It's almost as though we have broken some unspoken social contract, like we are not upholding our end of the bargain, a bargain that we did not agree to. When black women say no more, they are seen as angry black women. They are seen as selfish or difficult, considered not a team player, that she's not qualified for whatever job that she's doing or wants to do, that she is seeking attention. When a black woman says no, she doesn't get the raise or the promotion.
Okay, there was a bit more to that, but I just found that on Twitter, and that is where it dropped off. So, but you get the main part of it. Maybe some of you all have seen it already or whatever, but I saw that today, and I was just like, oh, that's why I was kind of really pushing it to get on because I was just trying to decide whether or not I wanted to share it and or share it today. And so it was very last minute throwing it together. But what was so interesting though is that when I was looking for some photos to share, I forgot I had threw this like thing together myself. So the photo that you see on the screen, that was actually something that I made a while ago. And I was when I put in Naomi, all three of them popped up on the same photo. I'm like, oh, that's even better. So that is why it was so easy to get it on today instead of waiting until tomorrow. So anyway, that's enough of all that who shot John. Let's just celebrate the fact that somebody said what needed to be said. And yeah, so I wanted to make sure that I shared that with you guys before I forgot that I had it to share. Um, but that was deep and very, very heavy and very well said. So love, love, love it. But yeah, so who's happy now? Who's happy now? As you look upon those old haggard faces to the left and you look at that energetic couple on the right, you have to ask yourself, who's happy now? Who's happy? As you know, there was some troll that said that Harry always looked in despair and he looks very depressed. He's not very. Um, he's with that Hollywood actress, and she it's really what she wants. What she wants is what he wants. They want to be happy. They want to live their best life. They want to thrive as opposed to just survive. And thrive they are, and thrive they will continue to do. Harry had the weight of that huge event on his shoulders, and he pulled it off flawlessly. And in her entire miserable life, I doubt if she's ever had anything as important or as any type of responsibility as big as the Invictus games. I truly doubt that. I don't think most people will experience something like that in their lifetime. And yet Harry pulled it off flawlessly. And let's just do the comparison. Whereas the Mormon Tabernacle Choir was given the charge of taking the Cambridges on a vacation for 7 days or 8 days and fun field nights, all they had to do was just show up. But instead, one of them decided to put on a fashion show. The other one decided to ride around in his colonizer outfit. And the whole thing was an absolute disaster. The Sussexes do not have a team behind them that is just there to tell them what they want to hear. The Sussexes have a team in Montecito that are invested in making sure that not only do they make the Sussexes look good, but also that they are serving a greater good. instead of just serving the House of Windsor. So big difference there. Big difference. No leaks in Montecito. So with that, let's see what you guys have to say. Yes, no leaks. You were on it already. Excuse me. I still believe with all my heart the Americans are not going to take BS from Piers Morgan. He wouldn't survive in Switzerland. He's not going to survive here because nobody's interested in what he has to say. Nobody's interested. Nobody's interested, and nobody cares. Let me see. Looks like a walking corpse. Oh man. Oh man, could you imagine what must she be going through right now? What is going on in her head right now? I do wonder sometimes. And as for Afro Annie, I mean, Annie's cool. Annie knows the job. Annie is comfortable in her situation. I still think Annie crushed her husband's hat, but Annie is cool. And if the worst thing that comes out for Afro Annie is crushing her husband's hat, then so be it. But as for the other one, it's just like, well, her appearance really says it all. I mean, she's only 40 years old. She's only 40 years old. And that is the no contract look. The invisible contract has one type of look, and the non-invisible contract there's a whole nother look. And I've shown you those comparisons before, but it is quite obvious that the contract was not being enforced. Maybe they forgot to pay their premium or something, but that is a non-enforced contract look that she has right there. Okay, let's see. Let's see. Um, huh. Okay. I'm looking for something from yesterday. Huh. Okay, maybe we'll review that again. And I'm looking at another slide here. So let me see this. Huh. Okay. Yeah, we don't need that one. All right. So let me look at some more of your comments. Oh, Connie Balmer, thank you so much for the super sticker. And thank you for being a member of Royal Sussex. Thank you for watching Royal Sussex. And Mo Shannon, did I see that you were feeling under the weather? You know, it is allergy season. And with the change of weather, you know how we say with the change of weather. So be careful. The Cambridges look awful. They are in shock. They really have to work now and face facts. There's room for improvement. Kate needs Afro to help her do the job after 11 years. Ooh, Amy, I didn't even think about that. Yes, it's like Afro Annie is there to uplift and support because I think that this whole thing that they whatever it was that they were there for, midwife something, um let's face it, Afro Annie ain't had the help of a midwife since the Dodgers left Brooklyn, so that hasn't even been a thing for her for quite some time. Oh, the last time Afro Annie was in need of a midwife, I want to say that they had just opened up the Suez Canal or something. I don't know, but it's been a while. Oh man, that's bad. That is bad. Okay, I'm getting a little punchy now. Oh, no wonder I don't have a cup of coffee in front of me. No wonder I'm getting kind of weird. I don't even have my coffee here. What was I thinking? How? Oh, there it is. There it is. Let me take a sip of that so I can get focused. Mm. Yeah, that's because let me see, where was that at? The contract. They haven't been signing the contracts lately. Okay, Princess Anne is ringing and cleaning up the damage control. they have done. Kate needs to be in classes somewhere to uh, to substance her soon to be private life. Okay, let me see. Go there. All right, so let's look at this tweet here. Yikes! Something is definitely wrong. Same looks that says we are managing each other. Can't Baldy for once just look at his missus with a smile, some pride, love, warmth, passion, and affection? Um, Let me see. Now I made this bigger. Oh, by the way, thank you, Sussex Spartan Meg Hive. And if anyone from Twitter is watching and you see some of your work here, I do apologize if I didn't include the entire tweet, but sometimes it's just not possible. But I try. Okay, so on your left, you can see the Cambridges looking less than excited to be with each other. And by the way, a couple of those photos are quite recent. One, two, three of them are quite recent photos. The one with the white dress that was yellow on Meghan's wedding day, and now the tabloids say it's white, even though they pretend like it was yellow a few years ago, but now it's white. That dress. So that is the very modern image of the Duchess of Cambridge. And then on the right side, it is one adoring glance after another. Just one adoring glance after another. Never, never do you see them not absolutely um, enamored with each other. Just absolutely loving glances, even if there's a troll that likes to pretend otherwise, that wants to say, "Hey, he looks rather depressed. I've never, I've been knowing him for years, and after all, I've spent a year with him, and I wrote a book, and I've never seen him look so down in the mouth. It's probably because he's with that Hollywood actress." Well, the proof is in the pudding. I don't see it. I don't see it. Right? It's just another one of those tabloid reporter, journalist, author, is that obsession that they have with the Duchess of Sussex. That's what's happening. That's what's going on. And because of that obsession, they say things that are not true. That's what's going on here. They say things that are not true. Okay, so yesterday, ooh, let me do this first. Let me do this first. Um, Yesterday we had some fun with the oh with oh, what is his name? TM. So there's a few new images of TM that I'd like to share with you. That is going to take me just a moment to set up, as I have them, but I don't have them absolutely prepared. So I am going to do that as we speak. Um, but yes, yesterday there was some new images of TM that made it. Um, let's see. So this is one, as you can see, the new Duke of Mexico, right? These are a few of the favorites, but overnight there was still more of them pouring in. So I want to make sure that I share the latest ones with you. Okay, so that one. Um, okay, this one you may have seen. Uh, well, okay. I think oh, what am I saying? There's one. Give me a second, you guys. There's one. And there's another. Oh, and this one. Okay. Okay. These are the few that I managed to scrounge up from between last night and today. Oh, and ooh, and this one. Okay, I can't forget that one too. So where are we? Oh, okay. And I think we'll finish with that one. All right, so let me do this. I am going to. That is so nice of you all. It's like 1,000 of you all waiting for me to gather photos. I never in my life would have thought that people would be so patient with me like this. I appreciate it. So, uh, nope. Okay, almost there, you guys. Almost there. All right. So this is more of what they had from yesterday. And then I will throw those new ones out there. As you can see, there is there's Dark Spectre letting you know that it is finger licking good. But you guys saw these from yesterday, right? Let's see, what's that? You still haven't recovered from you saying Thomas Markle is the love child of Aunt B and Otis from Mayberry? Oh man, that was a good one, right? I don't know. I just when I looked at them and I saw what I saw and I could not help but take notice of it. So, um I just thought I would share what I was seeing. Okay. Oh man, that is not working. Okay, and that is the platinum jubilee. I love that they went through the trouble to put Colonel Sanders' hair on him. And of course, Cooper Sparks, that is a Cooper Sparks creation. But yeah, I love that they went through the trouble to put Colonel Sanders' hair on him. That is epic. Okay, let me label this. Okay, April. Hopefully that helps. Okay, try one more time. Oh man, that is not working. Okay, you guys, I was hoping to ply you with some of the new ones that I have, but I may have to do this the old-fashioned way and just okay, and do it manually. Okay, I got you. Okay, so here is one from from the last 24 hours. This one, oh, actually, this is my favorite from the last 24 hours. Okay, incoming. There you have it. The Duke of Mexico, and this is that is Thomas Markle exiting a Kentucky Fried Chicken. And as you can see, he is going to feature very prominently on the next installment of The Crown. So look forward to that one. And this one really, what I love about this, okay, is that it's kind of like, how do I put this? It's almost as though it's as though William is down in Mexico at the KFC looking for Thomas Markle. I don't know if he's looking for him to slide him a check or or to pay him reparations or something. But I thought that was a scream. Let me see. What's that? What's up with his legs? I don't know. They always look well, let me see. I don't know. I don't know what's up with his legs. He always looks like that. He always looks like that. That is his exiting. The last one is your favorite. This one. I don't know. I don't know, but whoever did this I love this one. This is like growing on me. It's like becoming my favorite now. Um, there is no shortage of creativity when it comes to the Sussex squad. I can assure you of that. Um, okay, and then there's this one. Okay, there you go. KFC love affair. Like I say, it's as though William is looking for Thomas for whatever reason. We don't know why, but it's as though William is like looking for Thomas at the KFC. You tell me why. I don't know. Let's see. Don't know if you already discussed this, but what will most squatties do know is that Creep Elon is taking over Twitter. Not good news for the squatties. Well, we have mentioned it. We have mentioned it, but how is it going to affect us? I cannot be sure of that. I cannot be sure of how that is going to affect the squad. I guess Elon is very much a right winger, and you know, like anything else in life, when you expect things to be as worse as they can possibly be, and then it turns out to be a big fat nothing burger. Now, that being said, yes, there is that huge possibility that this is going to hurt the Sussexes, and that would be a real shame. And I am bothered by that. I'm not so afraid of it at this moment, for whatever reason, because it is too early to know exactly what's going to happen. But from what I hear, what they said on the View, I saw this on the View. They said on the View that there is the majority of people on Twitter are angry white men conservatives, right? That this is, and that's hard to believe because of the algorithm. We have a very narrow view into Twitter, and I haven't drifted into areas that are not connected to the Sussexes. Most of the stuff on Twitter I am not aware of, but there are a lot of people on Twitter. There's a lot of celebrities on Twitter, and there are a lot of right wing politicians that depend on Twitter. So that is definitely a reason to be nervous about the whole thing with Elon Musk. At the moment, I'm just not so afraid. But that may change. I deactivated my Twitter account because of Elon Musk. I don't blame you. I don't blame you. It is definitely going to have an effect on the community, but to what degree, I don't know. If Are they going to open up the floodgates and allow the hate to flourish against the Sussexes? We'll have to see. We have about 6 months before the entire shift to Elon Musk happens. I'm glad you like it, Lydia. Yeah, but we have about 6 months before that happens. So, in that time, I'm not sure. I'm not sure what's going to happen. I'm hoping for the best, but yes, as squatties, we always have to be prepared for the worst because we just don't know. We don't know what his intentions are. Um, but as Maya Angelou has warned us, when someone shows you who they are, believe them. So yet another impersonation, right? When someone shows you who they are, believe them. Yeah, so believe them. Believe them the first time. Don't delay. Mm. Oh, I saw that, Odessa. I saw that. Um, Christopher Bosey mentioned that they are correcting some things, or that they have admitted to something. I did see that. Now, do you think that the royal family won't stand anywhere near Thomas Markle? They'll only want to use him. Thomas Markle is not going to be on that balcony, y'all. They ain't gonna put him on that balcony. They'd be insane to do that. They have enough if they put him on the balcony, if they put that tub of lard on the balcony, they're gonna have to put that other tub of lard on the balcony. Matter of fact, why not just put the two of them together? Could you imagine? Oh, they're not gonna put them on the balcony. God, I hope not. Well, you know what? I hope they do. I hope they do. Please put them on the balcony. Put them on the balcony together. Yes, put them on the balcony together. An expert brought up a good point. Elon has spent $45 billion. He's not going to do something that will make him lose money, which makes sense. Plus, he is solely responsible for being sued too. So responsible for being. Okay. Um, that's a good point. That is a good point. He's not in business to lose money. He would like to keep his position as being a wealthy person. Elon Musk may only be after your consciousness. And what I mean by that is a conversation that I had with a friend just a couple days ago about this very subject. Elon Musk is after the algorithm. Everything that we watch, everything that we do, everything that we tweet or we post, even if it's not on Twitter, if you link it to something else, they have a way of extracting that information to know exactly what you're likely to do. Like what was that movie, Majority Report, Minority, whatever that movie with Tom Cruise, where they would stop you from committing a crime before you even started. Exactly. He wants to tap into our souls, so to speak. Now, of course, our souls belong to us, but our consciousness is on full display on social media. Our buying habits, our conversations, all of that stuff is there, which is why they say don't put it out there unless you want people to know it. And so I don't think that he wants so much to help the conservatives as much as he wants to tap into what we think and feel and do. That is what he's one that taps into. He is not a, should I say, he's not crazy. He's not crazy. He's a genius. And like most geniuses, like a Thomas Edison, he doesn't exactly invent things. He actually just makes it easier to bring creative people together so that they can put things together. So that's what I think it's about. So right now, that's what I say. I'm not so worried. But you guys, as we are on social media right now, I'm talking and I'm saying a huge part of who I am just by doing that. Whatever you're doing on social media, it is a part of a permanent record, and it says who we are and what we're likely to do. But also, when you use your credit card, when you drive your car is telling everybody where you've been, reading your license plates, or you may have a smart car or something like that. uh, the world has become a very small town. So just get used to the fact that we all live in Mayberry. Okay, Ivy says these are. Oh, why am I? You guys, let me take him away from here. I forgot he was on there. Good grief. How long were you guys going to look at that without saying something? Okay, these are hilarious, even though I've seen most of them already. As my dear dad used to say, them just poppy show. In my opinion, this relates to the British royal family and associates. Well, let's see. let's look at a couple of the other ones from yesterday. There's this. Okay. Oh, by the way, this is the one that I put together. I did this with myself. Now, I saw someone else had created the same thing, but I actually added the Duke of what is it, Rosarito, and also Thomas Markle, 30 pieces of silver. I decided to go biblical with mine. Oh, Ivy, one of your faves are on here. Well, at least you're one of her faves. Mo Shannon, she loves Ivy. Okay, and yeah, so that was my contribution there with the 30 pieces of silver. Okay, um, and with that, I think we are good today. It's been over 2 hours. Good grief. I had no idea. Over 2 hours and over 1,000 people. If you haven't subscribed, please do, because we are so close to 14,000 subscribers. We're only about 200 away. And wouldn't it be great if we were able to get 14,000 by the end of the month? Okay, and with that, let's give love to our faves. Let's get rid of this guy. The queen of everything, Queen Doria, and the Queen of Hearts, Princess Diana. And we need a last comment for the day. I did not mean to go this long. We need a last comment for the day. But thank you all, 1,000 of you. I didn't get any notifications, so I don't know who's coming up next. Has anyone corrected the tiara narrative yet? It was finally told that the Queen and Harry were with Meghan when she selected her tiara. So much for wanting a tiara, not her style, liars. It's been corrected, but the problem is, has anybody listened? You know, it's one thing to correct the story, but the tabloids will never admit to it. Remember, the tabloids allowed people to believe that Prince Charles were paying for Meghan's clothes, when in actuality, Meghan was paying for her own clothes. And as Meghan said, they were willing to lie to protect other people, but they wouldn't tell the truth to protect her. And that was an instance when they could have protected her reputation by telling the truth, and they simply chose to not say a word and to allow the public to believe the worst of the Duchess of Sussex. So that was an opportunity that they had to set the record straight. And even if they were able to, open their mouths to tell the truth, would anybody listen? That's the big question: is if they did tell the truth, would anybody even listen? We would listen with all our hearts, but the general public, being as fickle as they are, I wouldn't give them an opportunity to, or should I say, I wouldn't expect them to even notice. So, okay, last word of the day. Somebody, anybody? Last word of the day. Thank you for that, Terry. Maybe that should be the last word of the day, right? Something that unites us and brings us all together. Certainly not a compliment for me. You guys just being here is all the compliment that I need. Oh, by the way, thank you so much for the super stickers or super sticker. And thank you, all of you that are members. Thank you, moderators, for doing such a fantastic job. Okay, that's it, Mikey Howell. Until tomorrow, good day all. I love that. Okay, Q Ginger Avenger. Where are you, Ginge? Q Ginger Avenger. Oh, that's the wrong one. There we go. Okay. Well, that's it for today, folks. Um, so you guys were, at least one of you were confused about which direction Thomas Markle was going. Um, I am equally confused by that because I really couldn't tell. And then I started thinking, I'm just like, gosh, that reminds me of someone else who I couldn't really gauge their direction like that. It reminded me of this. It reminded me of this. Let me get that set up for you. I have to take that away. Oh, yeah, I had it the first time. Where are you? Okay. So, yeah, it reminded me of this where I couldn't tell whether they were coming or going. See what I mean? I just couldn't tell. Is she coming or going? Which direction is she headed? So that is funny though. The way the way he's got that knee turn stepping off that curb with that bucket of chicken. Oh man, that is a scream. I love it. But yeah, he's got that very awkward turn of the foot and that knee dip. Woo! Yeah, that is I guess Thomas the Conqueror. He has conquered yet another bucket of chicken, his conquest for finger licking good chicken. Um so he has to use a great deal of caution as he stepped down from that awkwardly high curve that he's I wonder if he saw the person with the camera. You know, he was bothered by the fact that every time you saw him, he was like grabbing a case of beer or hauling a bucket of chicken. And so he claimed that he was dealing with the tabloids to reform his image. Some images just cannot be reformed. That is beyond any type of redemption. So, boy. Um, okay, you guys, we really got to go now. Look at the way that foot. Look at the way that foot is turned. I love it. It just, I don't know. I started thinking about this one where I couldn't tell whether she's moving forward or backwards. That's what it reminded me of. Um, okay, you guys, I'm done. I'm done. I'm done. I will see y'all same time tomorrow for yet another lunch break. Thank you for watching Royal Sussex. Love you all.